Great.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rania Al-Khatib, and I am the interviewer. And this is Sally Chase, and
Hi.
this is Amine BenAmara. We're going to be
Hello.
talking about women's rights. Okay, and I have 5 questions for you guys.
Okay.
So, your first question is, what do you think of women's rights? Go.
I think it's an important topic that needs to be discussed. But I do think at the same time that it's been taken too far. I think that a lot of people have different opinions as to what women's rights is
Okay.
and what actually within women's rights, what it involves or what it entails. I think a lot of people are confused about that.
Okay. With that though, like, what are you talking about? Like, when you're saying that it's different, like the views.
Because I do believe that women's rights, it's in regards to different topics, and some people take it farther than that. I feel like some people actually they think that women's rights is
abuse like the subject.
Yes,
They always like talk about like women, like how they gonna
we're
they-
feminists.
Mhm.
And feminism means that we want to be equal as men, and that we need to have equal pay, and we have to have.
I agree. We should have equal pay.
But it's sometimes it's taken to the extreme of different things. Like, it's not like being a feminist. It doesn't mean that they think men and women should be equal. That's not what that means. A feminist means that she wants to have some sort of rights like a man. She maybe, like, if she's in the same position as him, that she should be paid the same.
Mm-hmm.
That I think is human rights, or that they can vote, which I think they should be able to. And
yeah, so you believe in women's rights, but
I believe that women, because they are an important part of society and that they contribute to our society, of course. But
okay.
do I think that women are equal to men? No, I do not, because God didn't create us that way.
Okay. And Amine, what do you think?
Well, I think the same thing like Sally was saying, to be honest. Yeah.
Do you want to add anything?
No, I think like she did like cover like everything.
That's everything. Okay.
But you can add some things if you wanted to. You had some good opinions about it too.
All right.
I think it's the same thing you said.
Well, why?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. The next question's for Amine. What should men and women be equal in the workplace, and why? Same job, same everything. Should they be equal?
To be honest, like men and women, they're not created equal. Men are like maybe strong. Yeah, he is stronger than women, but women, their perfection like other like jobs. Like I'm gonna give you an example. Like you said, why? I'm gonna tell you why. Women, they're good in talking, being really kind. So like the job of a nurse can work for a woman better than a man.
But can a man be a nurse?
He can be, but he will not be like women. He can't be like kind, because women work with their brain. When men work with their brain, women work with their heart. So they're gonna be more kind with patient. They're gonna be more kind with sick people. Okay. They're gonna be kind with kids. Men, he's good. Like, why you find like always good engineer? Men, they're really like with their hand. We're talking about. They're really like screwdriver. Like you find men, they're mechanic. Like the
firefighter.
Like, you see.
Can a woman be an engineer and a firefighter?
She can be, but she's not gonna be like men.
Also,
in the job.
Also, I believe
man, he will never be like good like a nurse. Like woman, she's good in talking. Man, he's good in doing.
Well, and also I want to add one thing to Amin's comment, because I do believe I know what he's talking about, and I think what he's trying to really say too is that
women are stronger in other suits than men are, and men are stronger in other things than women are.
We need to work on.
Yeah.
Like women can cover like something, and men can cover that, and we cover everything.
Oh, that's so nice. It's like basically like.
But the thing I was asking, it wasn't about like if they're equal. It was, should they be equal in the workplace? Like, let's say that they're both an engineer. should they be paid the same? Should they be getting the same rights? Should they be,
Well, this is
But
what
can
I'm
we
telling
ask
you.
equal in everything in one specific job? Like, let's take that they're both nurses. Should they be equal?
Yeah, they should be equal, but like, believe me, they will never be in the job the same.
Equal.
You're gonna
I'm
find
just
the
gonna say
women
that.
better than the men. She
Or-
gonna be patient. She gonna like laugh with the kid. Like the man is gonna be okay. Thank you. Look, take this. Look, he gonna be like really like strict, but not kind like the woman. So
Okay.
do you think, man, he need to be paid like the nurse, like the woman nurse? He should not be paid. She should be paid more than him because she put her heart in the job.
Okay.
I
That's a good
actually,
answer.
I actually also think too that within a job, there's tasks. And
Mhm.
those tasks are not equal. So for
Mhm.
example, because the man is stronger than the woman, he's naturally built stronger than her.
Mhm.
Mhm.
His muscle, his bone mass is stronger than the woman. So naturally, he's going to be able to lift and carry and do things that she can't.
But
Is
then
it
she can do the other
fair-
thing.
Is it fair to the
Uh-huh.
man?
This is what we are talking
Yeah,
about.
but is it fair to the man though, for example, if they're both doing a job
This is how we
that
build
she's
like a
paid the
strong
same?
community.
in those specific jobs that have that kind of like physical constraint, or for a job like how Amine's saying, like for a woman, for example, maybe she's better at being a teacher, or she's better at being a nurse, or because she's
Talking,
more
feeling,
affectionate, or she has
But-
a better
Like
bedside
design.
manner
Again, the
I don't know.
question wasn't should they get paid equally, it was should they be equal?
in their job.
Yes.
I think if they go for
Equal
the same
rights,
job, if they go for
equal-
the same job and they get hired,
Equal punishment.
yeah, if they go for the same job and they get hired for the same job,
Yes.
then yes, because that's only fair. Because if the
I
company
agree.
hired a man and a woman, then they should treat them equally.
Exactly.
Because then that means that the employer believes that that woman or that male can do the same job.
Mhm.
I agree. What
Some
you're
jobs
talking about,
say,
you were
"I
talking
only
about the
wanna
gray
hire
area.
female." You know that,
No, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You can want a certain gender for a certain job. It
even
makes sense.
though they say that that's discrimination in the workplace. SubhanAllah. Because now, especially with what's happening now, you identify yourself for whatever way you want.
Whatever you want.
الحاجات كلها it plays a
Today, identify
Like-
yourself like and tomorrow identify yourself.
Wallah.
It's okay.
Okay, the next question is,
Feel free to edit.
do you believe in the abortion law that just passed a few months ago? Roe versus
What was the law?
like that it was overturned, like that basically it's basically state by state, like in Texas past I think it's past 6 weeks you can't get an abortion.
6 weeks?
Oh,
Or
weeks?
Texas you might not even be able to get one at all.
6 weeks and a month and 2 weeks.
Yeah, like some states only have it where you can like not get one at all, and then California they're like, oh, you can get one, during your you have like 3 months to
3 months.
yeah.
Well, to be honest, we know like you have like the freedom like to do an abortion. I think you have like the first 3 months.
So the first trimester.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can do like abortion. I'm talking about like what we believe in our religion.
Mhm.
They told us like women they have like freedom to do an abortion the first 3 months.
3 months. Okay.
After that, you can't because the soul is in the baby. So it's
So you say
You
3
cannot.
months, but Roe versus Wade that was overturned, was basically state by state. So let's say you live in Texas or Alabama, and they're like, no, you can't get an abortion at all. So you're saying that's wrong. You have 3 months.
Yeah,
it's
you
wrong,
have a
like,
right to.
because like I said, like God who created us, he know better than us, and he did put like the rule.
And he says 3 months.
And he said 3 months.
Okay.
Also because there are so many things with that,
Well, what about after 3 months?
After 3 months, it's
I
really,
think
you
like you
shouldn't-
are killing somebody
you're hurting yourself.
because
Maybe
like
you
the
put yourself
the
in risk.
soul is in the baby,
As a female too,
Okay.
you put your body in risk. It's harder on your body too. I think the earlier the better. If you can detect the pregnancy early on and decide whether you want to keep it or not.
For anybody, like, to know
Yeah,
who's,
you
like,
should at least.
but with what they
check
have
yourself.
now with like all like the medical tools and stuff, people can know if they are like pregnant or not.
And I think it's just
Okay.
safer for the woman.
Yeah.
But let me give you an example. Let's say it's past 3 months. Okay,
Uh-huh.
we're saying 5 months. Okay,
Mhm,
4.5 months.
Oh,
not
wow,
that
that's a
long.
lot. That's-
4.5 months. Okay.
mhm.
First of all, the mom's at risk. They're saying if you have this child, you will die. Okay. The second thing is, another scenario is that the
When-
child, hold on, the child has like,
Like a genital defect or something.
yes.
Mhm.
Do you think at 4.5 months they could get an abortion?
Look, I'm gonna tell
Yeah,
you
I
something.
think it is.
Even like in our religion, God, He was saying, women come first
Hmm.
before the baby.
So if the woman was, if she was told that
If
she was gonna
something-
die, you can
We-
abort it,
Mhm.
even
And
at
we
4.5
sa-
months,
we save the woman. We don't save the
even
baby.
at 6 months, even at 7
Even
months,
at 9 months.
at any time. Okay.
Normally, actually, even the doctors here, they'll try to save the mother before they save the child, because you can always have a child again. But you as a grown woman, we cannot
Yeah.
reproduce.
Basically,
reproduce you.
your dead is dead.
Yeah, so normally the first priority is the mother. And second of all, like, I think too, it's like the earlier you detect a pregnancy and you decide whether you want to keep it or not, the better it is for you and the baby, like for yourself and for the tissue or whatever that you're aborting. And then, but if there's a special circumstance at that point and you're past that time, I think it's okay. If there's a special circumstance, I think the doctor too also plays a big part in this, because the doctor's the one who's going to really decide.
Know everything.
Yeah,
Mhm.
decide what's good for you. But a lot of women say it's my body. I want to have the right to choose, and I think that's okay too. Your
My body, my choice. Do you believe in that?
A little bit, I do believe in that, because I don't believe that the government should
My
be
body,
the
my
one
choice.
should be the one to tell you.
No.
The government shouldn't be the ones to tell you whether or not you should abort or not abort. This is haga between you and God. To be honest.
And between you and your doctor, the doctor
Yeah.
is more, he's.
Well, that's what she was
But-
saying, that the
Yeah.
listen to the doctor.
Uh-huh. It's not like my body, my choice.
Well,
It's
she's
like what
saying
the
my
doctor is
body,
saying.
my choice, as in the
Yeah,
government. The government can't tell you that you
Yeah.
can't have an abortion or you can't not.
Like
Can't have an
I'm
abortion.
telling you, you're not dealing with, it's a medical issue. You're dealing with the doctor. You're not dealing with the government. The government, like for tax and stuff, we
Mhm.
listen to them. But like when you are like, you have a medical issue, you don't, like, it's between you and your doctor. If the doctor say, we need to save you, done.
But like,
between
let's
you
say in
and God, or
Alabama, how this
between-
stuff is happening, they ban abortions. Even if like medical, nothing, you're not allowed to get one at all. No circumstances.
I think that's unfair, and
I
I don't,
agree.
I don't
They're
think that
going
that's,
beyond,
yeah,
like,
that's going
it's
too
really,
far,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
I
really
agree.
too far.
And I think that that's not their decision. And then also I think too that, I mean, I understand their side that some people abuse abortion.
I
They-
agree.
They act like it's a, plan B,
Mhm.
but it's not a plan B. And I think that you need
Maybe
to be
they have-
responsible
They have
about
some
it.
purposes.
But again, that's when the doctor comes in. Because the doctor will tell you, like, because I remember when I was younger, I had a friend, she used abortions very, very readily for, as a form of, she'd get pregnant, she'd go and abort. And eventually the doctor told her, if you abort anymore, you won't be able to have any children.
Hmm.
She needs to stop. And that last pregnancy, she ended up having the baby. You know who I'm talking about, yeah?
Yeah.
I think like they are saying like to people to don't do abortion because maybe they need people.
But they don't. They're saying the world is overpopulated. Like Auckland, New Zealand, in my other class, how I figured out
This is another
that-
show.
But that's another-
exactly that there's way too many people.
And we actually believe the opposite.
That's interesting. But anyways,
This
that's
is
not
another
yet.
topic if you want to talk about it. but
Okay.
Without the video.
And my last question for you both
You-
is, do you agree with the protest that happened after Roe v. Wade was overturned?
The protest that happened?
Yes.
The protest
There was protests all around the world,
was about
around the country, in all states, because of the abortion laws that passed that. First of all, either you're not allowed to get one, or it's after 6 weeks, or 3 months, or
I agree with people. They need like to talk about
To
like
speak
a
out about it.
protest
Yeah.
about like their rights, because if they don't do that, like it's like we are in a place where
In a dictatorship.
yeah,
exactly. I agree.
And like we said before, the government has no place really in that. It should be really like, medical professionals, and it's something
And
between
your
you,
own
your
choice.
your own choice.
It's your
and
own choice.
your beliefs, because some people
I
don't
agree.
believe in this.
Believe it or not, there's a lot of people that don't believe that men and women should be equal, that abortion should not be a thing, that women are basically property, and
but
that's what we
when
also
you-
have
when
to
you are
remember.
talking about like it's what you want. We're not talking about what you want. It's about the rules. If the doctor is saying something, even if you don't like it, you need like to. If
So
the
follow
religion
it.
is saying something, we need to follow, because God, He know better than us.
But you also have to remember, not everyone's Muslim.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. Even like I'm talking about like what we
As
have
society.
Believe that.
what
Okay.
we believe. Like we can like talk with a doctor, and the doctor he's saying maybe sometimes we can not follow the religion, and you know that.
Mhm.
If something gonna happen to you, even the religion is saying no, don't do that, and something gonna be bad, like if you do it, it's gonna be bad. Like it's gonna hurt you. Don't do it,
Mhm.
and we know that.
Yeah.
Even many people they did that like before, and like even God, He was like,
Well, I would say
okay
that
with
goes hand in hand with the government, but if, let's say, because Alabama says that you're not allowed to get an abortion, and the doctor's saying like you need this or you're gonna die, like they're saying like no, not at all. So the religion, I think, is more lenient in that subject. So that's
I
nice.
know.
But anyways, I want to thank Amine BenAmara and Sally Chase for coming on my interview today.
Thank you for having us. We
And-
appreciate it.
Thanks for everyone for watching. Oh no, how do I? Oh no. How do I record? Stop.
And
No, it says end meeting. That's not right. Okay, it's right there.